Hello, everyone. It's me, Liam. Welcome to Liam's Lyceum. I'm your host, Liam, of course. I'm doing my weekly update. This is Liam's Leapings number 150. I'll just keep this nice and short. Let's see, what did I finish? The first thing I finished this week was Soldier of the Mist by Gene Wolfe. I really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to reading the next two books. So I think the third one was written quite a while after. Um, it's enjoyable. I mean, it is kind of Wolfian, obviously, which is a bit unsurprising because it's written by Gene Wolfe. But it reminded me some of Book of the New Sun, a little bit on the confusing side of things. But I think the narrative it really works. I mean, in something like Book of the New Sun, Severian is hard to pierce sometimes. Is he reliable? Like, what is going on? In this case, Latro literally doesn't remember anything day to day. He doesn't remember anything from his life before he had amnesia, and every day he loses memories from the day before. He just writes it all on a scroll, and that is the narrative, is this writing in a scroll. So I think it works rather well. I like all the Greek stuff. It does have some interesting like name changes, which I didn't really get. I'm sure there's a reason for it. Like Sparta is called Rope, for example, which I'm not sure what that's about. But um, on a read, just one first time read, it was entertaining though. I enjoyed it. So definitely you could probably get more from the second read. I also finished History of the Kings of Britain by Geoffrey Monmouth. I'm not sure if I'll do a video on this. I may. But maybe like half of it kind of focuses on like the normal Arthuriana stuff. Yeah. So once you get to like Vortigern, I think is when it gets more entertaining. The Brutus stuff is really interesting and fun and like pretty commonly referenced, if not the whole story, recounted in medieval works, right? Even in the beginning of Sir Gawain the Green Knight references it. And if you don't know what he's talking about, you're probably going to be a little confused about who Brutus from Troy is, right? So I like that bit. A lot of the stuff I don't really care about. It's not that memorable. Most of the stuff in between, like the Vortigern and Arthur and Uther stuff, in between Brutus, that big chunk of the book is not that entertaining. I don't know if it's supposed to be entertaining though. Of course, this is a 12th century work. So, anyways, I did enjoy it though. I also finished Rise of the Ranger. That's one I don't have physically, by Philip Quaintro or something like that. I was hoping I would enjoy this one more. I didn't really look much into it before just deciding to read it, but it is self-published from like, I don't know, 2017, 2018. I did not enjoy it. In fact, it is very, very skippable. It is, in fact, if it was written later, like if it was not written when it was written, I would have assumed that this is just what AI would have spat out. Like it just feels like a stereotype of epic fantasy. It is very much not that good. I think a lot of people will probably get enjoyment out of it. I'd question your tastes, but um, it's just like super like kind of what you expect. I mean, like he does like I think the beginning is gripping. It interested me the beginning of it, but then when I mean beginning, I mean like the very first like what 20-ish pages, um, with Asher and then reintroducing Asher and then Nathaniel. If that is where we had stopped, I would have been much happier because all the other characters and there's several point of views, and this is not even a very big novel. I mean, it's not short, but it's not huge. Several point of views I really, really don't care for. And the elves just feel like weird, modern, like kind of edgy elves. Like they're just they have their libido is just something, I guess, and it's weird. The sexualness of the elves, I just didn't care for. It really didn't work for me. Um, and then the bad guys are like stereotypical evil. It's just silly. Like it's just like mediocre epic fantasy. It really is. It. Oh my gosh, yeah. I'll have thoughts about it in a month or two when I review it. But yeah, did not enjoy it though, to say the least. It was not like terrible, but it wasn't good. And I'm really like part of me is like, maybe I should read the second book, but I don't think I will. I don't think I'll waste my time. I've just I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that Quaintrell probably just wasn't an experienced enough writer to pull it off well, and apparently most people don't care because again, it's really popular. and but I think he could have done a better job later, which then makes me think that his later books are probably better. Um, but at the same time, I don't know if I want to test that theory. So yeah, I just probably won't read anything else by him, to be honest. All right, so I read History of Kings of Britain, Soldiers of the Mist, Rise of the Ranger. I also read Fire of Azeroth, the third of the original three. There's one more that was published about 10 years after this, by C.J. Cherry, the Morgaine books, Morgaine Cycle, Morgaine Vanier, whatever you want to call it. I don't know, my camera's out of focus. I actually don't like this cover. The perspective on her leg is awful. This has got to be one of Wayland's worsts, which is crazy to me because the previous one, Well Shuan, is one of Wayland's best, and it's just awesome. Though I mean, they're not really accurate to what she looks like. Um, the fourth book actually does, I think, nail like what she looks like, at least how she's described in the book. But the first three books don't really. So I didn't enjoy it as much as book two. The biggest part actually is that it's not a very long book, but you have about 100 pages where you don't even have Morgaine. It's just Vanya, whatever his name is, off doing things, right? I mean, of course, he wants to be with Morgaine, and I don't think it works very well. Like we've already in like we already have him as like an everyman, and it makes sense to keep Morgaine like this otherworldly character, but it's too long. It's too much in this case. It is gloomy and tragic and kind of cerebral, like the first two books are. I just don't think the mood of it, the atmosphere, works as well as it does in the second book. It also is more conclusive in the ending, but still means to be kind of melancholic. So I think Cherry does a good job with certain feelings. I think the first 100 pages of the book, wherein almost nothing happens, is actually pretty strong, and I like it a lot. It's about the next 100 pages that I didn't care for as much, and the end of it is fine too. But yeah, I don't know. It's okay. I definitely. Well, the last time I read Welsh Yuan, I was like so encouraged by reading it that I really enjoyed it. Right, much more than I enjoyed Gate of Ivorel. That I went and read Angel with the Sword by Cherry afterward, like very shortly afterwards, like right afterwards, even maybe, because I was like, wow, that was good. Cherry has impressed me. I want to read more. And I read another Thieves World book around the same time, and I really enjoyed Cherry's story in that as well. Um, so Cherry can impress me. There's just parts of it, like Gate of Ivorel and Fires of Azeroth, did not impress me that much. Every story I've read of hers in Thieves World has been great. Welsh One, great. Um, uh, uh, Angel with Sword, great. So I do look forward to reading more by her, and I have actually several books by her still that I haven't read. So anyways, those are the four books I read. I'm also still I haven't read any more Pillars of the Earth because I'm working on some arcs, and so one of those arcs is Shadows Upon Time by Christopher Rocchio. I think it was a couple chapters in. I had just started it uh, like the day I recorded this last week. So now I'm a little over 50% of the way in. It's pretty long. So I read almost all that at the beginning half of the week before I work. I work in the later half of the week, and so I didn't read almost anything later half of the week. I am enjoying it. I am enjoying it. I I don't know. I don't have many thoughts right now. We'll see how it ends, I guess. So I've actually just been sharing my thoughts with Christopher as I've been reading it. So I don't know. I have thoughts, but they're mostly just like nitpicks. He uses the word smeal in here, which most people probably aren't even going to realize that's how you say it. And that's probably the most the word smeal has ever been used in a text, at least for the last 1,000 years. Like that's just funny. He sent me the excerpt of that actually when he was writing it before it was finished. So that's funny. It was just nice to actually read the whole thing in the actual book as it'll be published next month. So I'm also still reading Inda by Sherwood Smith. I'm about 200 pages in now. I think I was 100 pages in last week. So this has gone on the back burner a little bit since I started reading Shadows Upon Time. I am still enjoying it. I think the style of it isn't the best because sometimes I'm just like really not into it. Other times I find it really gripping. Um, so hopefully by the time I get to the end of it, it is more gripping rather than not. But it's not bad. Um, I do enjoy it. It is, I don't know. I don't really have many thoughts on it right now. Um, so it's into in a lot of ways doesn't even feel like the main character right now, but looks like I got about 100 more pages, and then I'll finish part one, maybe part two. So, anyways, I want to finish it. So, um, and then the last book I am reading, I had hoped to finish it this week, but I didn't. And that is Bone Shroud by Andrew D. Meredith. I'm really enjoying it. In fact, I'm enjoying it more than I don't think I'll reread it right away like I did with Deathless Beast, but I am enjoying it more than Deathless Beast. Um, and it's just a lot. I don't know. There's a lot more stuff coming ahead. It's gripping. I like the way redemption works in the world. Uh, redemption works in real life, I guess. Um, and I don't know. I think it works really well, and I like the arcs for the characters. Jeanette, still a favorite. Brother and sister, um, Hen and Aurelia work really well. I think some interesting stuff going on, and I'm still like not at the very end. I feel like there's already a lot that's happened. I am probably 2/3 of the way through it, or so. Again, I have not read any of it the latter half of this week since work for the week started. So hopefully over the next couple days I'll finish. Anyways, yeah, let me know what you've read. Oh, I had another story accepted for publication this week, which was surprising. I was not expecting that. So again, I have a couple things I'm expecting to come out in the next couple months. As they come out, I'll probably do individual videos for each one, unless they just work as grouping them together. But I don't think any of them will be grouped together. So just keep eyes out for those. And yeah, thanks for being here. Again, actually, I guess I'm trying to get in the habit, and I'll probably set up a solid method of doing this. But again, I have channel memberships, and I wanted to mention my channel members, the Lyceans, the nice French word there, that is humanoid, Christopher H. and Monsundo, of course. Um, and yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Leave from Lycean. Keep on learning.